jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
effing game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know the first in the building. Mike on deck. What's good with it, brother? And big shout out to everyone else that's en route. I see you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the support. Let's get down to it. Because the brother got some business to take care of. Let's get down to this boxing talk. All right. Unfortunately, you know, as we talk about the news and everything, when it comes to boxing, it always seemed like a soap opera. Canelo Alvarez is once again, he's in the headlines for the wrong reason. I've constantly put it on record that Canelo Alvarez is, you know, one of the pound for pound best, and he's earned his spot to be able to negotiate his purse, be able to negotiate his worth. You know what I'm saying? He has a high boxing FICO, and he's at a point right now, 33 years of age, that he can go up here and be picky. But boxing is at a point right now where we're going through a phase where PBC is supposed to be linked up with some type of matrimony. Some I don't know what it is. I wish it was a polyamorous matrimony or something like that, because you know, just having one network ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? They need a polyamorous, you know, freaking network. You know, they need some polygamy. Something. You know, I mean, because for one, I haven't really seen an Amazon representative for this fight with Jaime Munguia, since, you know, everybody that's a Canelo fan and don't want to say anything, don't want to come out and say the truth, they busy kissing his behind. Come on, I haven't seen anything. This is supposed to be Jaime Munguia, y'all. Canelo Alvarez is fighting Jaime Munguia, the one that did a face-off with his hands behind his back. And look, I can't go through this all the time where these fighters is treating Canelo Alvarez like he is the goddamn god of boxing. This dude ain't the god of boxing. Why do you all have to go up there and be subservient? This is a boxing. If you go up there and you're talking about, you know, Garcia and Haney being moved because they didn't want to affect ticket sales, right? But then you have a face-off. It takes me back to Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez too. Like one of the more boringest freaking pressers you can go to. The way Jaime Munguia is acting, son, you already have the fight. Go over there and get a little grimy, man. But you out there got your hands behind your back. You're acting like you're reciprocating Japanese culture. You know, bowing your head lower than the head of your superior or someone that you consider seniority over you. I don't know. It doesn't give me the vibe like it's gonna be a dog fight. Shout Jay on deck. Canelo want to shake down Al Heyman. I don't think so, man. How can you shake him down now? You know what I'm saying? Alexander on deck. What's good with it, bro? What up, WCS? What up with you? But seeing this Canelo Alvarez says that, okay, I'm willing to fight Hammy Munguia for whatever money, 35 million. They're giving him 20. I don't really care, because they're putting all their freaking duck eggs in a basket. And Canelo's, he's going around here, and he had a point where he's still young enough. He say he has 5 more years, right? He's still young enough to fight David Benavidez. But a lot of people, are looking at it like they don't want to stand up and say and call it for what it is. They're saying pretty much Canelo don't have to fight David Benavidez because of so much what he's done at the super middleweight division. And I understand where you at, but come on, man. Benavidez was the WBC champion. And of course, we already know what happened. We don't have to be reminded of that. But at this point in time, it'll be a good fight. But Canelo Alvarez is showing that his feathers are thick. Canelo Alvarez is showing that his feathers is thick, and he ain't willing to shed them just yet. He got them thick duck feathers. Canelo went on record as saying 150 to 200 million, y'all. He said 150 to 200 million to fight David Benavidez. So I guess Crawford, all that Crawford talk was BS, because he said he don't gain anything by fighting Crawford. But yet you have a fighter in your own division who you want 200 million for, and you think you're not going to gain anything? At this point in time, everybody knows it's a bunch of crocker, goddamn cinnamon nonsense. You know what I'm saying, Canelo? Because, hey, you ain't getting nothing out of fighting Hammy Munguia. Zero. So all that Crawford talk, BS. All that freaking David Benavidez talk, BS. You want to price yourself out of a freaking Benavidez fight, and he's actually in your division. You can't say he's a 175 pounder because you moved up the 175 pounder and freaking fought up there too. You went up there twice, right? So you can't say that he's a light heavyweight when you went up to light heavyweight. What we want to see as boxing fans is that you face the best. And right now you getting paid. Man, it's just weird how Canelo is just able to get people to purse his fights with middle tier competition. Hammy Munguia, John Ryder, Jesus, man. No David Benavidez now. What is that? High risk, low reward. Now you got nothing to gain. Well, explain to the people, why are you fighting who you fighting then? That's what we want to know, Canelo. If you want to sit near the top of the pound for pound and get paid all this money, you're proving my point that the system of boxing has been fragmented for quite some time. It's corrupt. It's full of individuals who are role players and only in it for themselves. Nothing telling me anything that this makes sense. Nothing is telling me that this makes sense, people. 200 million to price yourself out of Benavidez. $0 to price yourself and just make excuses for not fighting Crawford. So who's next? You've unified the division. You beat the Callum Smith, the Billy Joe Saunders, and the Caleb Plants. You beat the John Ryder. Now you about to go in there with a Hammy Munguia, which hardly anybody believes he's going to win the fight. That dude is being such a good little student. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Canelo. Si, Canelo. Si, senor. 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 That's all I'm getting from Hammy. You can hit me, sir. Yeah, you can hit me. Si, si. Si, si. Si. I don't see Hummy Munguia going in there pulling off no freaking upset. And then I hear people talking about Hummy Munguia gonna get knocked out. Shit. Canelo let a brother go to the goddamn 12 round. You trying to tell me he ain't gonna let no Mexican do it? You say he gonna let a brother from freaking Lafayette go 12 rounds with him from 2 divisions lower, and you think Hummy Munguia is not going the distance? I like to see that. I like to see if Canelo is gonna play politics. I want to know if he's gonna go in here and look out for his countrymen for being so damn nice. You be nice to Canelo, he'll let you go to the final bell now. You be nice. So I'm thinking Hummy Munguia may go the distance. But then again, I always call Hummy the Zorro of boxing because he really doesn't give you a facial expression. You know, it's almost like he has that mask on. You really can't see what he's thinking. His eyes really don't tell a story. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of those plain-faced fighters that people freaking respect because he got damn near 80 fights and don't nobody know who he fought except John Ryder and Saddam Ali, bro. Don't nobody know anything about this dude. But the way he acting, you think he's going to go in there and beat Canelo? And then let's just say, for instance, all right, let's say, okay, Canelo beats freaking Hummy Munguia. What's next at super middleweight? What's next? Because Canelo has set his price range. He's saying 25, 30, 35 mil, whatever he's getting, right? So who's next to rate him getting paid that purse? Hummy Munguia doesn't rate him getting that purse. He doesn't. Who next? Who rates it? I'm not even gonna bring up Crawford anymore because I don't want to hear his freaking excuses, man. I don't want to hear it no more. Let me get to the chat. He's pricing himself out, no doubt, man. When it comes down to it, you know, I'm not disappointed with Canelo. I'm not disappointed. No expectations, no disappointment. I didn't expect him to do anything, you know, other than what he's doing, bro. He's showing us that he's going to continue to be the narcissist prima donna that he is. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go up here and pull from boxing. And, you know, I'm on record as saying this all the time, that fighters should get paid the most they ever get paid. But when you get a situation like Canelo where you want him to fight another fighter, you know, fight the best in the game, it just sucks. Because I would be a hypocrite if I say, okay, Canelo, he's not trying to get the most money, but yet and still, people are paying him this money when they wouldn't pay other fighters that amount of money to face mediocre. And then you'll get the Canelo pundits. Well, they senor, amigo, they're not Canelo. They're not Canelo. Yeah, you're right. They're not Canelo. Canelo is established. You know his reign atop. You know what I'm saying? He's established himself. Real talk. He's established himself. He's earned it. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point right now where all we doing is hearing what Canelo's getting paid, and we're not really interested in his fight. No, just because these are two Mexican fighters doesn't hype it up anymore, because it's Hummy Munguia. And, you know, myself and a lot of other people don't feel that Hummy's going in there to win. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what a fighter say. Oh, he got power. He did. Does anybody, let's just give or take, give me a straight 100,000 boxing fans, if it's that many. Do they believe that Hummy Munguia can go in there and beat Canelo? Do they believe that? Do they believe that? Shout out to Big Bunsen Boxing, the goat on deck. What's good with it? Gregor X said, "There's no mystery why certain fans purchase Canelo fights." I mean, look, they can purchase Canelo fights, you know, from being a dedicated hardcore fan, no doubt. I'm not trying to deter Canelo fans. All I'm saying is at this point in time, we're looking for big fights, right? And Canelo has that star power. He's a prize fighter. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's his appraising value in the sport. Yes, he's linked up, and he's at a point right now. He's on such a high pedestal that he can say things and request value like that. But to say 200 million, knowing that a promoter is not going to give you that, all you pretty much saying is, I don't want to go in there and test the waters with David Benavidez because I might not make it back up to the surface. Canelo, he may feel it might be some firsts that happen with David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? David might go in there and drop Canelo. You never know what he's gonna do. I'm not saying Benavidez is a knockout artist, but 12 rounds. The vengeance that he has from being looked over or passed over by Canelo. David may have some other type of variables that's getting him motivated and keeping him hungry to fight Canelo. But at this point, Canelo is showing no desire to step in there with the man himself, the Mexican monster. He's showing no desire because he wants 200 million, which is unachievable, unfunded. It's not no way, shape, or form going to go to the tables. So Canelo, when Mike Tyson said his little spiel, Canelo said he had pretty much taken more serious if he was sober or something. He said it pretty much he wasn't on drugs or whatever. He took a shot at Mike Tyson, but that's boxing at the end of the day. Canelo is the closest thing to a white superstar in Mexican white American boxing. I can agree with you on that, because he is Mexican, but Canelo is that that white texture. You know what I'm saying? He does give off exude that white texture to as a Mexican, and then the cinnamon red hair pretty much brighten it up even more. So he's in between those blurred lines now. He's getting away with a lot. Now he going around here just asking for money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, Canelo telling him that he's a Caucasian or something. He might put some shades on, say, hey, how you doing? I told people a long time ago, Canelo can speak good English. He can understand it. He's just now speaking now. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him. But he say, hey, my name is Charleston Theodore Brodix. Yes, I'm here to request a loan. Yes, I'm 60 million. You can check my credit score and everything like that. Yeah. Charleston Theodore Brodix the third. Canelo, I don't think he go in there and let him know he a Mexican. I think he parading around as a Caucasian, man. But I get it, bro. I get it. He is the closest. I'm not sure anybody else is close to Canelo's level, Mexican-wise, at this point. It's not David Benavidez. I don't see. It's no Oscar. No. 200 million is like 25 to 30 fights that can be made, possibly more. Yeah, you're right, man. But who's going to fund that? Who's going to foot the bill? Who's going to be able to budget that there, Jay? Who's budgeting that money? That's a heck of a lot of money, bro. For one fighter, what is the next fighter going to get? Some EBT cards, some Groupons, some coupons, some gift cards, some back end freaking vouchers? What is his opponent going to get? Huh? I'm just curious. What is the opponent's going to get? Shout out to Smoke Session Sports and Entertainment in the building. What's good with it? That's a network nearly yearly budget. It is. Because from my understanding, Showtime, they only provided a budget of 125 million, I believe, annually. When they was married up to PBC, they was at 125 million and Fox was like at 60. a 70 million, something like that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Harris, what's good? Canelo is the king of not recouping. Well, put it this way. Put it this way. To caveat off what you said. Isn't that what they look for? The ones who's in charge of the finances. Not even the CFOs, but I'm talking about the bigger wigs, right? Aren't they supposed to plan this out accordingly? Look at the pay-per-view numbers, do some projections and stuff like that, and see if they're going to be in the black or red. Don't they supposed to do that? I thought they were supposed to do that. But with Canelo Alvarez, it just seems like they take off their glasses and they don't want to see. They don't want to see anything. You know what I'm saying? They know dang well they pay him a lot of money. More and Jaime Munguia give him pennies. How are you going to recoup just based off what you gave Canelo? Like, how are you going to recoup that? Pay-per-views? Y'all gonna look at it like, okay, you have the Mexican Munguias, and then you have the Mexican Sauls. And they believe those conjoined together is gonna basically meet, the goals. I don't know, man. I don't feel it. I don't feel it, bro. Real talk. I don't like what Canelo is doing, but more so I don't like the people who is allowing Canelo to do what he's doing. I don't like it, bro. Because we're not even like, I know it's not a schedule out for them. So they're desperately trying to get people to tune in. But okay, you put this Canelo fight on. What's next though? What's next? That's all I gotta say. The Saudis can cover the cost. Yeah, the Saudis can cover the cost. But understand this there, Harris. X, understand this. With the fights that's been going on over in Saudi, you have not seen a PBC or Amazon representative. The Saudis are not cordial, in my opinion. I have not seen them invite or have PBC representative on deck as part of the promotions that's over there doing these fight cards. I haven't seen not once, not one time, bro. A lot of the fighters you've seen that may have been with PBC, they've been let go. So it allowed them to go up here and fight where they wanted to fight. But like you said, the Saudis can cover it. They can cover it. You know what I'm saying? They can cover it. Canelo giving buy one, get one wing from Popeyes. You ain't lying, right? What's going on, Mark? How you feeling, man? You know what I'm saying? Canelo's like, man, I'm putting up a deal. But my thing is, like, boxing is struggling. And we've had so much going on in the last decade that, we have the top tier promoters. We got the flagship freaking Top Rank. You got Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? You got Matchroom. You know what I'm saying? You got Queensberry. You got freaking whatever going on over there with PBC. All right? We have all that. But part of the puzzle is missing because, even though they're struggling right now, it's some fans out here that want to see some of those fighters fight. So you look at it like, if Canelo is sucking up all this money, then how are the other fights going to turn out for the remainder of the calendar year? I heard that Jamal Charlo is coming back in July to fight Caleb Plant. I like it. But it seems like they're way behind schedule on the fight cards that they're supposed to put on for the year. But I don't know. Maybe it's a test drive, man. Maybe Amazon is allowing it to be a test drive because you know how that goes. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just giving them 2024 as a test drive. They don't want to overload them too much about, any of that nonsense. I think that's where we at with it, people. Canelo feels that the sport is struggling, but he's always going to have someone with reaching out to him and say, hey, Canelo, what about this fight right here? Hey, Canelo, what about this one? He's always going to have somebody obliging him to make this money. So he's going to do it. I just don't see, going overboard with the David Benavidez 200 million. Dude, that's straight up duck, Canelo. You ducking the shit out of Benavidez. It's bad too. You know what I'm saying? It's just bad. It's just all bad, man. You ducking the hell out of Benavidez. And people don't want to criticize. Like, people get in front of Canelo and they won't ask no hard questions, man. Because they feel like Canelo has so much, he's at a point on the hierarchy, the chain of command, that you go over there as media and Canelo will have you banned from promotions that he don't even fight on. People think like that, man. And then what just irks me the most is just these fighters not coming up there with the killer mentality. Munguia is just like Mel Charlo. He's not giving me that killer mentality that he's going in there to try to beat Canelo. You giving us the mentality that you're there for a check. No, both of them. Monetary check. You showed up for the fight. So they're there for the check. They're there to pretty much conform, move around with Canelo, make it interesting. That's all I see. It's not impossible for Munguia to go the distance, but I'm saying to myself, are we really up here thinking Munguia is gonna shock the boxing community? Do we really think that right now? I don't think about none of that. I say, man, I don't see that happening at all. I don't see it, bro. I don't see any of it, bro. I don't see it. I don't see Munguia going in there and testing Canelo like Bivol. I don't see that shock value slapping me in the face. That, oh shit, W said she was wrong again. They're gonna be in your chat hating on you again. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. Real talk, I'll take it. I don't see Munguia going in there doing anything shocking. You know what I'm saying? The only shock value he can bring, if he sneak a taser in the ring and goddamn while they over there on the ropes clinching, he reached in his belt and goddamn shock Canelo and at the same time throw a hook shot. And Canelo goes down to one knee and he do some wrestling entertainment shit and goddamn run to the other ropes and slide the motherfucking, taser out the ring or something. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to say, like, Munguia, you're not giving me that energy when you head in there with a top tier pound for pound best like Canelo, who's overpricing himself. You're not giving me that vibe that you want to win. You just dare to be a dance partner. That's all. Unfortunately. If Jeff Bezos can give a bootleg like Van Jones $100 million for pocket change, certainly Amazon can put a $200 million budget together for their Prime platform. I absolutely agree with you on that. But let me tell you this right here. When you say that Jeff Bezos can do that for Van Jones, come on. Let me understand one thing. Let's get something straight. You understand this, that it's if he wants to give Al Heyman. Do you understand what I'm saying? If he chooses, if he wants, we don't know what the relationship is like. Because see, Van Jones, his back, his background check might have cleared. They might still be in the process of doing a background check on Al Heyman. But Van Jones, a background check cleared. It was very minimal. But when it came to Al Heyman, you talking about going through files upon files, cabinets, safe security boxes, goddamn going abroad, you know what I'm saying? Checking, this, that, and that. I mean, it's areas to be concerned, bro. There's areas to be concerned, and that's where I'm at with it. It's areas to be concerned that I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that they just haven't just gave them a budget. You're absolutely correct on them being able to come up with a budget to that amount. Yes, sir. But if Al Heyman has a track record leading up to the departure, you know what I'm saying? Multiple networks leading up to the departure of Showtime. Now you want Bezos to come over there and assist? No. He's rich the way he is for a reason. He's not going to go up here and say, well, I love giving to charity, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you about $300 million a year. Al Heyman goes, okay. Nope, hold on now. It's not going to be the first year. It's going to be a probationary period contingent on what we see in 2024. That means I want to see transparency. That shit you was telling Crawford, all his naysayers and haters that he couldn't get. I want transparency. I want to see the books. I want to see the books. I already done looked at what you did several years back. I want to see the books. I want to see the numbers. I want to see if we in the black or red. That's what I want to see. Then I'll slowly loosen that rope a little bit and give you more extension to this freaking budget. Yeah, they can give him $200 million. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Canelo is doing the same thing that Tank Davis is doing, but a higher price point. So Canelo is doing, I don't know why Tank has anything to do with this, because truth be told, Canelo, in my opinion, is on a whole nother level than Tank Davis. Now listen, I'm not going to sit up here and just basically jettison your comment like it don't make sense. I get where you're coming from as far as Tank fighting certain names and he's getting paid, but no. Not like Canelo, though. Canelo is a bigger star than Tank. Y'all can't in one sentence say it's no different than what Tank doing. Well, maybe Tank got it from Canelo. Did you ever check that out? What kind of example is Canelo setting for the younger boxers that's on the come up, climbing the ladder to make that money? Maybe you cannot use that comparison because Canelo is older than Tank. He was fighting at 15 years of age. So therefore he might have found a boxer that's a product of his own doing. They got to learn it from somebody. And I always said this about Tank. I said if he's able to get the amount of money he's getting and he's not really fighting other champions, that's kind of genius. But with Canelo Alvarez, he's 62-2. Tank isn't belt orientated at the lightweight division. Yeah, they elevated him to WBA. But Canelo is the undisputed 168 pounds. And we're trying to find out why he's fighting who he's fighting. John Ryder, Jaime Munguia. We're trying to find out why he's fighting these people. They're easier fights. But if you're going to fight easier fights, come on now. Why are you asking for so much money? Like, of course, the one who's providing you with the money, they're taking the culpability, absolutely. But also, we're trying to look at boxing in its entirety. That's coming from all different promotions. In its entirety, that's what we're trying to do. Shout out to the one and only, the hottest in the game, the News by Shot News Sauce Experience. It's heck. That's a fact. Amazon Prime wants to see the books. Yeah, Amazon would not allow history to repeat itself there, Shot News. You know that. You're an insider. Why would they be so crazy? And whoever made that X, Gregory X said something that makes sense too. He said if he can give Van Jones, look, I'm not going to get into what he does with his money, even though he has a lot of it. I will say this. It gets kind of different with Al Heyman because they're attaching themselves to a brand, right? And in representation, they want it to be in the brightest light possible for the right reasons, not the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? So if they're going to absolutely ask for the books, knowing that Showtime, there's no way that can be a secret. Amazon has a full team of people that's probably done went up and down researching all this freaking history. They did what they supposed to do. They did their homework, man. So that's why you haven't seen them really representing, you know what I'm saying, PBC right now like that. I wonder, are they funding them at all? I mean, how is this even working? Are they rationing? You know what I'm saying? Are they treating PBC like this a food drive? Are they forcing them to sell canned goods and then they're gonna match the total amount of money they made for that day? Is this some canned good, drives going on in the hood? And they go to Jeff and say, Jeff, we made a total of $76 today. Okay. So I want you to get a pen. I want you to do me a favor, okay? And don't take this wrong way. It's business. It's business, all right? So I want you to take 76, and we're going to double that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you $152. I need to get your mindset into that type of, routine. That's what I want you to get, that mindset in that routine. I don't want to give you a whole lot of money. And then, Al Heyman, who's supposed to be getting like 20, 25%, 30%, 33 and a third, whatever he's getting. They don't want to give him too much money because now he starts to overpay the fighters again, or try to. And he's going to get his percentage anyway. And we have to determine that is a kind of disingenuous when you overpay the fighters knowing you got to get your percentage too. You know what I'm saying? That's very smart, but it's also very insidious. Canelo doesn't care what anyone says about him. You can call him a duck, and he just looks at his bank account. Look, bro, I'm not disagreeing with too many of y'all in here. I get where you're coming from at. You're not talking to a hardcore Canelo fan. What I am doing is just highlighting the fact that he's a duck by not facing David Benavidez. All right. And you, to be honest with you, brother, I get where you're coming from, but you're not an advocate. You're not with the team. So we can say that about any fighter. Any fighter. That's a universal statement that you made. We can say that about any fighter, not just Canelo. Most of these fighters are making millions. Some of us has never touched the M, just like Daniel Jacobs said. Most of us haven't even touched the M. I don't need a hallway and a drunk Charlo to know that. I haven't touched the M. If I have, I need to take out the freaking metal detector or the freaking, you know what I'm saying? I need to find out where it's at. If it's in a treasure box, a time capsule, I need to start digging. But up to this point, no. The fact Amazon Prime wants to see the books, yep. But I get what you're saying, man. I get it. It's not a hard freaking debate to go against the grain on that. It's not. Tank doesn't care. I worked for Amazon a few years ago. They are data driven. Al Heyman has opaque numbers and lost a few networks. Comparing boxing to other shows is pointless. These guys look at numbers. True words, man. He's not successful as he is. You know what I'm saying? For anybody who doesn't understand that, Jeff Bezos told his siblings to invest $10K into the stock way back in the day. And that stock is worth, oh my God, I feel like I'm a vomit. I feel like I'm a vomit because I remember when people was telling me about Amazon back in the day, man. I remember when they was telling me, but it's worth $1 billion. Them stocks worth $1 billion. Now, of course, they probably had secured, stock investments. They made sure, hey, your money's gonna be good. Invested $10K, and those are worth $1 billion. He told his siblings this now. They're worth $1 billion. The building, the OG on deck. What's good? Them paying Van Jones might be a political reason. That's not something the average person would understand, but corporations pay bribes different. Absolutely. Man, y'all talking that fire. Y'all talking that fire today. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That's how the political arena works, man. It's different players in the game. Yes, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody slides you 100 million. You best believe it's a reason for that. It's a reason for that. Absolutely. Good point. Wonder what Rick G said about this. Hey man, he's been active, on this period. All you gotta do, Rick is active. I reposted one of his tweets not too long ago. His change was usefulness is a gamble. Absolutely. I mean, both of y'all hit the points, but I don't think X was off the mark at all in what he was saying. I totally gather what he was saying. He was more so, quantifying the fact that he can basically present that money, 100 million. If he can do that, then if Showtime budget was around 160, you know what I'm saying? He should have no problem giving them, if it was to be around that 200 million. But just like that the other person said that they used to work at Amazon is data driven. So if it's data driven, that means they're going off the numbers and they're going off, how they can benefit off this. It's a whole lot of different variables that they going and they're scrubbing the list, bro. They're scrubbing the list. They went and had transparency. I mean, they sanitized the heck out of that PBC transparency, the books. And then on their own side, they're looking at, okay, how should we go about this? They're not just going up here donating. You know what I'm saying? Al Heyman may have limited areas for them to put them resources that benefit them. It might have been so bad behind the scenes that's why we haven't really seen the green light. It's a blinking yellow light with a touch of red. We don't know what it means. Okay, we are supposed to go. I'm supposed to stop. Supposed to go. I heard Amazon's supposed to be supporting PBC, but I'm not seeing them anywhere. And then the wild part about the banishment is the fact that Saudi is putting on all these cards, and there's no representative over there from the PBC. That means somebody's upset. Because you want to talk about somebody being able to give money away? Woo. They can give money. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing business with the PBC, man. They kind of hurting the PBC, really. Amazon, how do you know they don't have any other agreements? You know what I'm saying? Behind the scene, personal confidential agreements. That's the reason why they're not forthcoming and to drop this budget and let Al Hain. They may not see, I wouldn't say competent. Okay. I kind of want to, they might see him as being incompetent due to his own maliciousness. Right. But then I don't know, man. They have to look at it like that. You understand? They may look at it like that. He's incompetent. He has the education and the know-how, but he's selecting to be incompetent due to his own malicious reasons, his own devious reasons. That is, paying himself, overpaying fighters, and his percentage is big, so he's benefiting either way you look at it. That's bad. They're not trying to play that. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to play that. I get it and agree your angle that the 100 million amount wouldn't be much, that it's probably a payment for reasons other than expected. Boxing sadly has a declining fan base. I mean, y'all made some very solid, valid, points, you know what I'm saying, that people can reference especially speaking on this topic, but I still see selfishness and entitlement and prima donna in Canelo Alvarez because, David Benavidez, just to devalue who he is as a fighter and say, well, he don't have anything, you pretty much say, what do I get from fighting him? Canelo pretty much, putting David Benavidez on a long extended probationary period because he has his belt. But he looks at it like, I don't care what you think. You had it. You should have kept it. You didn't. Now I scooped it up. I beat Callum. I fought for 2, and then I beat Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. Now what? Oh, you expect me to come back around because you was former champion and fight you? I don't have to. You see how much money I'm getting? Why would I try to fight you for 25 or 30 million? And that's gonna be a risky fight for me. It's not so much for Canelo that he hasn't taken an L, because Bivol and Floyd Mayweather has already etched themselves. But it's more dangerous than that. I mean, big fight. It's a grand fight, and David Benavidez, he will present some challenges to Canelo, and Canelo will present challenges to Benavidez. But he's acting like a prima donna right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like his machismo is just, leaking all over the place. Entitlement above and beyond, y'all. That man's entitlement is incredible. But at the end of the day, just like the Sid just said, boxing sadly has a declining fan base. Boxing has ebbs and flows in its fan base, man. Sometimes it's just like you get those Raymond Ford moments, man. You know what I'm saying? You get those fights that's a sleeper. But see, that was a sleeper. We didn't think it would give that climactic conclusion. But what we want is for fighters that are at that level to be able to get signed on, and we know it's pending. We know the fight is pending. We have a heavyweight undisputed pending, Fury and Usyk. Ain't nobody really talking about that. We have Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz. Man, come on, man. Rolly gives his goofy interviews. I'll give him that. He's keeping it a little bit lively. I like it. I like his humor. I like Rolly, humor. And then, you have the other fight that's coming up. You have Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu. Now, those are 2 high-ranked opponents that people really going to tune into, because it has the intrigue that it's going to be a very competitive fight. Sebastian Fundora is quite different than the Keith Thurman, who Tim Tszyu was training for previously. And it has that intrigue to it. Then you take the winner. Now you have Crawford lined up. It's a lot of people that's gonna say, okay, I still don't like Crawford. I'm gonna cheer for the other guy, and then so on. But that is the only fight out there that's really lined up for an it has phases to it. You know what I'm saying? You have a fight that was a non-title fight before, National Unification, 2 titles, boom, you got 12 rounds. And then the winner faces Crawford, and then we got a third phase that's gonna be coming up, and we don't know who that is. We don't know who he's gonna be fighting. We don't know if it's gonna be another champion at that point, or will he fight for a vacant title, and it'd be a unification for 3 titles. We don't know. We don't know, but it gives us that suspense that we're looking for. Unfortunately for Canelo, nobody's on the edge of their freaking seat, waiting for the Munguia clash. I don't think the Bednars is gonna say, hey, you better put your money on Munguia. The upset is there. This is Buster Douglas Tyson. The upset is no. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Even a meth, a crackhead, anybody that's strung out, they're not gonna sit up here. Hey, man, what you think, man? I know I don't want to ask nobody who's sober because they keep on saying the same thing, but I'm gonna ask somebody who's always fucked up. What do you think? Do you think that Jaime Munguia? Look at my phone. That's Jaime Munguia right there. Do you think he's gonna be able to beat this guy called Canelo? Oh, I know Canelo. Yeah, Canelo, Saul. I know him. No. Oh, not a chance in hell. Get the F out of my face. Mommy ain't beating Canelo, bro. Shout out to Trick Noty in the building, bro. Salute to my guy, the Oracle's on deck, man. What's good with the Trick? Get agree your anger that the 100 million amount wouldn't be much. I read that. One possible solution is for real boxing fans to actively devalue Canelo by boycotting any of his fights, and other than a Canelo versus Benavidez bout. And you're asking a whole heck of a lot to organize the disorganized. You know what I'm saying? You're asking a lot for you. You don't even know who boxing fans is. You know, just the common areas that you know. Okay, I know so and so like this fighter, and so over here like that fighter. But the fan base of boxing, oh my God, you can't even group them together. It's just you can get on here and say, okay, the Canelo fans. Who are they? Who are the Canelo fans, man? We don't know. We don't know who's fans of each fighter. But to get them together, look, this is an extreme example there, X. Go back to when, the pandemic was going on and how you had groups of all races, man. They was out in the street. Yes, someone was protesting and someone was out there, looting and doing that. But it was groups out there together. Boxing fans can't even get that to that extreme. They can't even get together like that and go out here and protest, man. They're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it's saying so they was forced outside. Boxing fans ain't forced outside right now to protest Canelo. They can give a damn. But in the pandemic, it was something that they felt that would benefit themselves. Salute WCS in the chat. This is truly sad that Canelo's asking for that type of money to fight Benavidez. Instead of the mainstream media just putting it out there, they need to hold him accountable. They do need to hold him accountable. Good point. Solid point there, Trick. They need to hold him accountable. But it's Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has these fighters doing face-off with their hand behind their back, showing the most docile, innocuous type position, y'all. They just want to show a subordinate, an inferior position. Yes, sir. Yes, Canelo. Yes, see. Yes. In my head, Lord, my head low enough, Canelo. I want to nod and bow lower than your chin. Yes, Canelo. I mean, it's no intensity there at all. Mainstream media kissing his ass too. Mainstream media is kissing his ass too. And that's not unfortunate. That's like a normality when it comes to Canelo. Like, you know what I'm saying? They always tell me, you just want to ask the tough questions. No, Canelo's press conference are boring for a reason. Because everybody's just happy to be able to ask and get him in the media scrum. I get it. He's Canelo Alvarez at the end of the day. I get it, man. I do. I truly get it. He's Canelo Alvarez, man. But the mainstream media go out there, ask him the soft-hearted questions too, and get him a rose before the question happens. I want to present you this rose. Yes. Okay. Senor Canelo Alvarez. Saul. I just want to say my kids love you as a fighter. They have posters all over their wall. You're their favorite. Oh, my God. So, you're in there with a tough, tenacious homie, Munguia. Oh, my God. The way he went in there. You know what I'm saying? Come on. The way he fought John Ryder. Oh, my God. You have to look at it like, yes, this is one of my toughest challenges to date, and I'm going to make the best of it. What do you say to that, Canelo? What do you say to that, bro? But I got to bounce, y'all. I got to take care of some things. I just want to do close to an hour But y'all understand, man. Be adamant, vocal. You know what I'm saying? Express what you think about this boxing and how erratic it is. You know what I'm saying? That boxers, just going around here doing what the hell they want to do. Like PBC supposed to be broke, but yet they can give Canelo $30-some million. One fighter. I mean, why are you putting all this vested interest in Canelo? I want to see the recoup also. I do. I want to see the recoup. What are you making back? Are you even gaining? Are you earning anything back in pay-per-views? I'm curious, bro. Serious. I'm very, very curious. Very curious. But y'all hold it down, man. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know I'm out. Peace.